Well, the card collecting hobby is dead in Canada. So you probably saw the thumbnail and the title of this video and you thought, what another clickbait thumbnail and title from Cliff. But no, unfortunately, it is not just clickbait. At least for me, it's not clickbait. And let me explain to you why. Guys, welcome back to the channel. My name is Cliff. Just a warning for anybody watching this. This is obviously a lot of anecdotal evidence to prove that the hobby might be taking a turn for the worse here in Canada. Obviously, I'm just going off of my personal experience with what has happened in the hobby since I started it. And yeah, I am still a little shaken right now at what just happened this morning. As far as card collecting here in Canada goes, I think for me at least, it's probably time to, at the very least, reconsider how I approach the hobby. As you obviously know, if you're an English speaker in North America, and even probably in Europe, because Europeans keep up on world news much better than North Americans do. And obviously this is affecting Europeans as well. The extra tariffs that have been going on that I haven't spoken about before are now actually starting to affect the hobby in a major way. A little bit of backstory. I started my card collecting journey about 5 months ago at the beginning of 2025. And at that point, we were seeing a slight uptick in the prices of, packs of cards, any product and any singles. We were seeing a slight uptick. People were excited about the different sports coming to a close. The NFL season was coming to a close, and then very quickly, kind of halfway through the NBA season and NHL season as well. So the prices were obviously on an upswing. And when I got into it, I kind of realized really quickly how expensive this hobby was going to be. But it was okay for me. I have the disposable income, and I'm very lucky to have been okay with the slight uptick in price. I wasn't too perturbed when I realized that, okay, yeah, last year, Panini sold their products for MSRP, $50 to $100 less than they're selling it now, et cetera, et cetera. I was fine with it, right? I was new to the hobby. I wasn't really aware of the prices before this. So I was just kind of going into it thinking, yeah, it's fine. Like, that's just kind of what it's going to cost me to participate and to find community, et cetera, et cetera. So I did it. I did this big thing where I bought as many cards as I felt like I wanted to buy. I bought packs to open, and I really dove headfirst into this hobby, enjoying every step of the way. Even in some of the videos where you see me pulling nothing, I was still having fun with it. I was still really enjoying what I was getting out of it at the time, which was just getting the content so that I could have more to share with everybody and more experience, so I could talk to more people about the hobby, et cetera, et cetera. That for me was really, really enjoyable. At the time, I was just kind of like buying products off the shelves at my Walmart, ordering some from Amazon, etc. All the normal places you would buy cards from. I didn't start ordering from Whatnot until about, I'd say, like a couple weeks in to the hobby. And everything was going fine. Everything was really going fine up until like March. Everything was fine. I'd ordered a bunch of stuff from Whatnot, and there had been no problems. I would get them sent to my house here in Canada, no issues. This morning, I hear my doorbell. I'm expecting packages, obviously, from Whatnot, from breaks that I've done in the last month. They're finally here. I'm very excited. And if you're in this hobby, you know what that feels like. If you're in this hobby and you still love this hobby, you know what that feels like. Getting a ring at your doorbell or getting a notification that your packages have arrived. It fills you with like a kind of joy that's kind of indescribable. You're very excited to see what you got, because a lot of the times we'll buy a bunch of things and like it'll take forever to get here, and you've kind of like left it in the back of your mind. So you're very excited to do like a mail day video or anything like that to show off what you've got and like kind of admire it for yourself. And I open the door, and it is a female Canada Post person, a male person. And she has this look on her face like she didn't want anyone to. She had already had the like missed delivery slips like in hand, like a stack of them. She was already filling out. And I had called out to the door. I'd been like, yeah, I'll be there in a second. And she'd already been like filling them out like frantically. I honestly think she felt sorry to deliver these. If I'm being completely like transparent, I feel like the look on her face was like, I really didn't want, and she even said this during our conversation. She did not want to be delivering them. Not that she wanted me to miss my delivery, but she felt bad about being the bearer of bad news. What I had ordered was about $500 worth of products, different products, sealed products and broken products that I did breaks on whatnot through a legitimate company, Cards HQ, very legitimate, large card store in Atlanta. I order through them because I trust them. I trust that they're going to package everything well. They're going to, act as a trustworthy business and declare everything properly, make sure that my items get to me, and they aren't just somebody who will, write a lower value to not have to declare across the border. I order from them because I want to do this hobby as legitimately as possible. And so I was very excited to get my $500-ish worth of product from them. The mail lady ends up telling me, like, hey, she goes, very sheepishly, she goes, hey, there's some duties that you got to pay on these. And she's holding like 5 boxes in her arms. And I'm like, oh, okay, yeah, what's the duty? That's fine. Like, I'll go ahead and pay them. And she, like, almost like it gets caught in her throat because she says $1,600, $1,650 on $500 worth of product. $1,600, albeit Canadian, but $1,600 of duty that I'm now having to pay on this product. I cannot imagine a way where any business, any person ordering personal items, any hobbyist ordering any items for themselves, paying quadruple the amount of value for an item is going to be sustainable in any way, shape, or form. And so that's what I mean by I think the hobby might be dead in Canada soon. If something doesn't happen within the next 6 months or so, which I don't see anything happening that quickly, because once Canada puts into effect a tariff, generally speaking, it doesn't come off quite as quickly as the American ones do. And even if it does, it takes time for them to roll out. And the other thing, and this is all going to be very disjointed, it's just going to be a rant from me because, again, I've just experienced this a couple hours ago. I ordered all of this product before the tariffs came into effect, is the thing. I ordered them before the tariffs came into effect. The tariffs came into effect. And so even if I had known that there were going to be tariffs, then I just would not have ordered it, right? Had I known that these items that I ordered before the tariffs, because they're arriving to me after the tariffs went into effect, I just wouldn't have ordered them. I just would never have ordered them from America. It makes no sense. Why am I paying this much extra for an item? It makes no sense at all. My issue right now is not that I've had to pay the extra tariffs for it. My issue right now, obviously, is that I'm saddened by the fact that I finally found something that I felt like I loved and enjoyed, like deeply enjoyed for myself, as a hobby outside of like my day-to-day work stuff that I could retreat to and do as a form of relaxation. And it's essentially become my nightmare. Because I now still have things coming from America across the border, of about the same amount. Like I've been ordering pretty consistently. And I was expecting to pay some duties on these items, but not 150%. And I know you're wondering where the 150% comes from. I'll be honest with you. The mail lady did not know. She was looking at the items, looking at all the forms that she had available to her, and she could not explain why. In fact, she was standing there for a good 10 minutes with me going, yeah, I don't know why these are so high. I don't know. I've never seen it this high. I don't know if they're just doing that more frequently now. Like, can you cancel the items? Do you want to return them? Do you want to not accept them? And of course, that's an option. I could just have said, no, you know what? I don't want to pay for these items. But I've already spent the money on them. And if you've ever ordered anything off of an online retailer that's not Amazon and tried to trust the return process on anything like that, it's kind of non-existent. If anything, at the very least, you get charged like a restocking fee for returning the items, et cetera, right? So these are a bunch of items that obviously have been broken out of their sealed packages already because they're sports collecting cards. Even if I had let her take it back and returned it to Cards HQ, what were they going to do? Refund me my money? They had unsealed them in breaks for me. I bought the spot. Obviously, this is, as a disclaimer, nothing to do with Cards HQ. They were doing their jobs correctly. They declared everything correctly to their government, which is what they're supposed to do. This is simply just a bad situation. This is just a bad situation. It's a bad situation for anybody trying to do any type of collecting for themselves here in Canada. It's a bad situation for anybody trying to potentially run a business out of Canada. It's obviously not the most serious thing. It's collecting sports cards. I mean, I'm not doing anything that's going to change anyone's lives, but it significantly changes mine, right? Like for the foreseeable future, I just simply will not be ordering sports cards from the States, at the very least, and probably not from anywhere. Because it's not really that they're coming from the States. It's that the border agents are so much more stingy about what they allow to just kind of go by than they used to be because of the heightened level of tensions worldwide, that what used to be a coin flip on whether or not your things would get a duty fee slapped on them, generally speaking, a very good odds coin flip that you could get away with. And mostly from everybody else that I've talked to about this in the last few hours, like they've never been charged. I even called the border agency and like explained my situation to the guy who I was doing the appeal with. And he was like, yeah, usually we don't charge you for these. He even said it just out loud. Like, usually we don't charge you for these. Like, they're just being more stringent about the way that they approach all of this. And so it makes it basically a very low odds dice roll or coin flip that you'll come up winning on the winning side of that. And so that puts basically anyone ordering anything from overseas or across the border into a very fraught situation. I'm either going to have to pay quadruple potentially pay quadruple what I paid for the cards, or what the value of the cards are, or I simply just won't have access. And a lot of the feedback that I've been getting, because I posted a story about this and I have been getting some feedback, is, oh, just buy Canadian, just buy Canadian. There's lots of good local card shops you can buy from in Canada. The products are American. They have no agreement anymore with Canada for these products. They're not untaxable, or they don't avoid that tariff, especially in this particular hobby. Those tariff products, the prices get passed on to us as consumers. I was just reading a Reddit post that broke down like the price difference between buying product in America versus buying product here in Canada. And you're basically paying what is 1.5 to nearly 2 times the cost, 1.75 maybe, the cost of what it would cost for an American to buy the product. And that's just kind of unacceptable, because what you pull out of it essentially is already mostly garbage, right? On the off chance that you pull an out of 5 or out of 1 card and you make the price of the box back, if you sell that card, you might be happy for a moment, but like if you like the hobby of like ripping packs and stuff, which again, not saying that this is comparable to world hunger, but it is just something that people like doing. It's just not going to be feasible to do it anymore. So the hobby of collecting sports cards, whether you're doing it as something enjoyable for yourself, which I am, or you're trying to make a profit, which lots of people are, and they're allowed to, is dead here in Canada if nothing changes. You can't just go to your local card store and buy cards for even similar prices, because every local card store owner has already predicted that they're going to have to pay tariffs on these items. And regardless of whether or not they did pay the tariffs on the items because they stocked the items pre-tariff, they've increased the price of those items so that they can cover their cost of operating. I love supporting local businesses. I do. And I definitely recommend anyone who's able to go buy from their local card shop. However, again, for a hobby that is, at the end of the day, collecting pictures of other men on cardboard, paying double what the Americans pay for the same thing, when the American market just is the largest market for this product, is inconceivable, I think, for most collectors. And so I'm wondering if there is going to be a massive drop-off on people who are willing to collect the product. I can currently hold my collection for the foreseeable future. I don't need to make money off of it. I haven't gone into debt to collect any of it. So I might be fine to wait this out for years and years and years and years, and take a back seat to the hobby for years and years and years and years. But I can't imagine that the dad who wants to take his kid to a card show is going to be willing to sacrifice that much more of their income to do this as a bonding activity, or like, the teenage kid who's just like, yeah, I'd like to, flip cards for some extra cash, is going to be able to do anything for the foreseeable future if all of their profits are essentially getting eaten up by the potential of being tariffed on each item. Or else the cost of operating would have to skyrocket so significantly that people are unable to participate. And so that's the problem that I've run into here this morning. I ordered what turned out to be about $500 worth of cards, of cardboard, and I got tariffed $1,600 on it. So in total, I've paid 4 times what the value of the card is. And yeah, it's just a really upsetting moment for me. I mean, I'll put on screen kind of the tariff papers that I have, the information that I can share. But yeah, I think that I will be making a few more videos with the products that I do have, because I do have some products. And I'll definitely do a mail day video. I'll show you guys some of the cards that I got from this specific mail day in a separate video. And they're great cards, but I'm struggling to enjoy them as much as I should. And yeah, so I don't know what the future of this channel is going to be right now, as far as being able to provide content about collecting sports cards, because I never really wanted to be like a sports card reporter. I don't really want to report on the state that the sports card industry is in here in Canada. I really just wanted to like rip open packs and show you guys cool cards. But that may be what I have to do as a way to continue having any content. And yeah, it's just kind of a sullen day for me right now. I'm kind of processing it as I'm talking here. And I hope you guys are being safe in the way that you guys collect, because definitely for us Canadians, it's going to become much, much more difficult. I've already gotten some pretty good resources that I'm happy to share. If you guys want to leave a comment down below, if you're Canadian and you'd like to know where to order from now on, or just vent out your feelings about this, please do so. I'm sorry about the much slower video that this is, and much more ranty video that this is. I promise you the next one is going to be quite exciting. We are going to be opening up some new exciting products. So please still support the channel as I try to figure this out and try to figure out what the next steps are. And yeah, I'll keep you guys updated. But for now, thanks for watching, and peace out.